What I want to talk about now is that little game when you're a kid, you're cold, you're getting warm, you're getting hot, where you're trying to find somebody, you're blindfolded and things like that. Well, it's sort of the same thing here, because if you don't know what the note is, if you don't have a score in front of you or someone hasn't given you the name of the chord, the note, you've got to find it. Now, you might hit it right out of the gate just by chance. But if you hit a note, you then have to discern whether it's higher or lower than your reference tone. So what I want you to do is to play 5th fret of the 6th string. Now you can look in chart number 7, that would be an A, right? What I want you to do, you're going to have to sing. It's the only way you ever get to where the music's in you. And I'm not asking you to be a great opera singer or the best singer in the world. I just want you to focus on being able to zone in on the pitch. Bum. Now I came right in on that. I've had students that they do this. Ba, and I have to motion to them to come up. Ba, just like a trombone coming up, or like slide guitar, as if you were tuning the guitar. Same principle. Let's say I play this note, and you play it, and you go to sing it, you're ba, you had to come down, or you're ba. So you start off, you're cold. You're nowhere near the pitch. It sounds terrible. There's no judgment in any of this course. When you train your ears, don't expect to get anything letter perfect immediately. It's a process, by the way, which never ends. So let's say that was you. Play that A and go to sing it. And you sing, ba, and you come down. So as you're coming down, if you were across from me in the studio here, and I said, okay, play that note, or I play that note, and I say, sing it. And you sing way up someplace else, and I motion for you to come down. What you must do is come down just like a slide trombone, or just like slide guitar. Don't hop around, go, ba, go, ba. So as you come down, you were cold, you're getting warmer, ba, you're getting hot, and then you have to tune your singing right to that fixed pitch. Do it with the guitar, do it with the piano, do it all the time. When you hear a note, try to sing it. You'll get better at hearing a note and being able to sing it. That's number one. So you want to approach the note from above or from below. Then try it with different notes. And what'll happen, you'll have tonal memory. If you were just working for 3 minutes on this A, or 30 seconds, you get this pitch in your head, bum, and then you go to another note. The second note you play has to be either higher or lower, unless you play the same note twice, and we're talking about changing the note. So remember that. Once you get a note, you figure out a note in a piece of music, the next note, if it's not the same note, just repeated, it's either higher or lower. What we're going to study is how much higher, how much lower. And that's where your voice comes into play. Because if you play a couple of notes and you're just... Now that's the smallest increment we have, a half step. It's a 1 inch to 1 inch mark on our 12-inch ruler, right? Bum, 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 bum. If I do this, if I practice singing that, and I look at the guitar, by the way, make sure you look at the guitar when you do this. I have a couple of students that for whatever reason, I can't get them to look at the fretboard, at their fingers. They want to look around, they want to look me and never break eye contact, and that's all polite and everything, but your goal is to get to where you hear something and you know where it is on the neck. It takes a long time, and the only way that happens is if you stay connected to your instrument. First, you got to get connected, then you got to stay connected. So to get connected, look at that note and keep looking at that note, and if you played that same note every day for a week and did it every day 5 times for 10 seconds, after a week, you'd have a pretty good idea what that note would sound like. And you'd also have a pretty good idea about what maybe this note would sound like, or this note. Could you say, well, that's not going to be a whole lot higher. Remember, to the right is up in pitch on the guitar, to the left is down, just like a piano. If I play this, bum, and then I go to the next note, and I get ready to play it, but I don't play it, and I try to sing it before I play it, bum, 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 bum. So you want to practice singing your chromatic scale, ascending and descending. Take it slow. This is not a speed exercise. You must be able to center the pitch, hold it, and then do things like this. bum, bum, bum. Stop playing and hear the note bum, and then go bum, 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 bum. And by the way, singing the chromatic scale, singing these half steps is trickier than singing whole and half steps in the major scale. We'll talk about that later on. It all boils down to what you've heard since you were a little kid in school, first, second grade. All right, so now we've covered this idea of finding one note. We've looked at the chromatic scale, that's our source. Talked about being cold, getting warm, getting hot, and you have to listen. Gee, the title of the course is Ear Training. It would seem logical, but believe it or not, a lot of people don't listen. And so, the reason I'm grinning is because you're not going to be able to see what I play. Here is the protocol for the rest of this course. I'm going to play a note, but you won't be able to see what note I'm playing. And you've got to figure out the note. Do your best. There's no judgment here. You're going to do your best, and then that'll be all the letter A segments, like 1A, 2A, 3A. The letter B segments will be me explaining what the note was, perhaps theory applied to it, how you would find it, little tips, okay? So here we go. Next lesson, we'll proceed in our journey for ear training.